Oh guys, I've tried filming the same thing like 10 times already. Jesus Christ, I keep getting disturbed and messing up, man. I'm gonna try and make this as quick as possible because honestly, I am so tired of filming this. But what you want to do first to make a decent GFX, well, for beginners anyway, so want to go plugins, use this load character plugin. If you can't find it, then just search up in the library and download it. Once you have it, spawn the character in R6. If it's not in R6, it won't work. Make sure you spawn in R6. So then you spawn 2. When you spawn it, just I don't know, do whatever you want to it. But for me, what I want to do is I want to make it look like, where is it? Like this. As you can see, it has no shirt. It doesn't have bunnies and stuff. So I'm just gonna remove that, and the shirt. I quite like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to export selection. As example, I already have it here because I've done it 15 flipping times or something. For the hat, you want to make sure to export any gears / accessories that you do, any gears / accessories that you have on the character, you have to export separately. If not, it won't work. So what you want to do is, yo guys, so now I'm in Blender, and I already did the post and everything, but I didn't realize that you couldn't see it, so I have to redo it now before I put it back in the video. So pretty much all I did was you click on the head, but to get this, first of all, to get this purple rig, just DM me on Discord, JJTaylor #7214, or I'll leave a link to my Discord server in the description. You can just join that and then contact me through there. What you want to do is just, once you have this purple rig open, just click on the head, and it will show up with this stuff here. Just click on this orange part, click the file, go to wherever you saved your thing. I'm just going to do mine already pro, and once you found it, it should just automatically show the character and everything. Yeah, to walk, what I did was you just go preferences, navigation, and shift F. Yours might not be shift F, but you should set it to shift F. Just search up navigation there. As you can see, he's bold, so what you want to do is you want to import wavefront OBJ, find where you put the hair, and just import the hair. Once you have the hair, you have to make sure it's correctly aligned onto his head, and once you have, control click on the hair and control click on head attachments and parent object. So now if you can see, when I move this, it should move with the hair. And now once I have all of that set up, what you want to do is go into pose mode. Chose a pretty simple pose to this just because I didn't want to make it too difficult. All you want to do is just, I don't know, for my pose I'm just going to have him flexing his hands up, so I'm just going to do this. Just going to do this. Wrong hand. Okay, yeah, what I want to do is just move this down and that across into quite like that. I'm just going to reflect the same thing on this side and maybe make it a little bit different. Take that. Wrong hand, wrong one. Blue, perfect. That looks nice. Just going to go back here. Flip this back upwards. What you want to do is just kind of just play around a little bit until you found the pose you actually like. Don't just try and sort quickly because you've been doing it for too long or something. If you want to make it, you actually have to make sure that you've chosen a pose that you're actually happy with. Well, once I've chosen this pose, I'm quite happy with this. Just bit more rotation in the front, maybe something like that. Maybe move it out a bit, a little bit higher up, maybe a little bit more rotation, a bit more. I'm quite happy with that. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Just gonna look at the back and try and just blend them in. Might move this one a little bit like that. Maybe it's a little bit higher up. That looks quite nice. and from the picture that I was using, he was actually bent a little bit forward, so I'm probably just gonna move his torso a little bit forward like that. Maybe just bend his arm a little bit out, back again. That is very, very good for me. So as you can see here, you can't really see any lighting. That's because I'm not in this setting down here, this little ball. You want to have this one, and you'll see what it looks like when it's rendered. As you can see, it's really dark. What you want to do is just add a light. I'm just going to add a sunlight. But actually, it won't have the exact lighting and stuff I want. So you want to go here, set that to EV on this little TV screen, put ambient occlusion on, put bloom on, put motion blur on, and put a high bit depth and soft shadows on. Also put film and put transparent on. Now what you want to do, just set up your lighting however you like it. I just want mine to be pretty simple, just kind of pointing towards his back, like something like this. Maybe move a bit down so the hair is a bit more fleshed out. I quite like that. Gives off kind of cinematic lighting in a way. Might just rotate the hand a little bit. Maybe just to there. That's perfect. Now all you want to do after that is just add a camera. And once you have the camera, just click this little camera icon here to go into the camera. Once you go into it, sort it out however you like. I'm just going, don't worry, even though you can see the lines and everything, they won't actually appear in the picture. A technique that I think is nice is to always rotate your camera a little bit, because it makes it look, just, I don't know, just gives it a bit more, makes it a bit more cinematic, makes it look a bit nicer. Once you have it how you want, just press render image. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but either way, I have my render done, and I'll pretty much just cut back once I'll probably just cut back once I'm in Photopea. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. Peace. Yo guys, so now I'm in Photopea again, and instead of using Photoshop like I normally do, I decided to use Photopea so it would be completely free for anyone to make it. But what you want to do is, I don't know, for the one that I was trying to make, I know you can't see what I'm on right now, but all I did so far is just get a black background and use that as my background. So now with that done, all I need to do, sorry if there's any sound problems, it's just because it's so bright right now, but all I really need to do is go brushes. I'm probably going to add a new layer for this. Wrong button. Go there and there we go. So I'm just going to add a bit of smoke. The way you get this brush is, I'll leave a link to it in the description, but once you've downloaded it, what you need to do is press load ABR and find where it is. But I'll leave a link to all the brushes I use and stuff like that in the description. What you want to do now is just, I don't know, put a bit of smoke wherever you want it to go. I'm just going to put mine around like this, maybe a bit at the bottom. I'm probably going to hide the smoke for a bit because I haven't actually completely finished. That looks quite nice. Maybe just move that top one and push it in a little bit like that. So that, I quite like that. And I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna lower the opacity. See if it just turns around, something like that. But I forgot actually what I wanted to do is, I've never really tried this before, but I wanted to actually use my brush. Make sure for this you have it on low opacity. I'm actually going to turn on the flow at the beginning to kind of rub out a little bit of it. You can't really see what's going on, but shoot, it's on the flipping wrong layer, that's why. Fudge, you know. Let me go forward for one quick piece. Oh no, did I press undo or redo? Let me just redo something quickly. Let me just do that. There we go. And I'm just going to put that back to low opacity, and I'll hide that again, go back to here. This time, now that I'm actually on the right layer, I'm actually going to just erase out a little bit. You can't really see what's going on, but you can see I was slightly getting a bit darker. And after that, I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn up the flow a little bit for the bottom, and I'm actually going to start rubbing out the bottom a bit more each time. And I'm actually going to turn up the flow a bit more. This is just a random technique I'm using. I've never really tried this before, but I quite like the way it's going, so yeah. I quite like it to just end off on a nice little curve like that. Put the smoke ahead. You know, I could just move the character down a little bit into the smoke, something like that. It's quite nice. Kind of rushing. I'll show you the one I made before. This is what I made before. That's what I'm making now. With that, I think the smoke is a bit too opaque, so I'm gonna turn that up a little bit. And that being said, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna try and redo what I made here. What I really did after that was I think I just added a. You can't actually see what I'm doing right now, but all I really have is just this little screen overlay thing. I'll probably all of this I'm using right now will be in my Discord server, and I'll link it in the description. And the brushes I'll actually link in the description as well. But I'm just gonna use this. It's just like a rain thing, and just a quick overlay. What I'm actually gonna do with it is I'm actually going to filter, liquify, and once I'm on liquify, all you really want to do is just zoom out a bit, because I know it's not showing the full picture. Once it shows the full picture, maybe turn up the brush a little bit and just move it around. Just move it around randomly, very random. Doesn't really matter what you do, as long as you're just moving it randomly, it looks nice. So you kind of want to just give that effect of kind of just like random, but at the same time it's kind of like a pattern, if you know what I mean. I quite like how that is, and I know you can tell that there's just like a few just random black dots and stuff, but what you actually want to do is turn the mode for anything that has a black background and you want to remove it. Just turn it to linear dodge and it will go, and actually just like that I'll just turn on opacity a bit, maybe make it like that. I'm just gonna add another effect, also will be in my Discord server. Gonna actually add this time some, should I add, let me check. I'm gonna add some rocks. With these rocks I'm just gonna stretch them out a little bit, maybe move them down near the bottom like this. Gonna actually rub them out on the ones that are on top of the character. I'm just gonna rub them out. So I'll just actually raterize first. Okay, well anyway, now that's raterized, I'm just gonna rub out. To raterize it, if you haven't noticed, you just rasterize, you just right click there and rasterize. But all you want to do is just rub it out on top of the character so the character looks nice and clean. Quite nice. I'm gonna actually just filter that in a blur and give it a motion blur. I'm actually going to just turn around there, turn up a bit. It's maybe a bit too much. It's quite nice, quite like that. I'm gonna copy and paste it again. Wrong thing. Oh no. Yeah, okay, well that's fine. I don't mind that. I'll just go here and just duplicate layer. Add some more rocks down here. I'm actually going to erase a few of them like this one. Just gonna have this as kind of like a backup thing, just like erase a few of the rocks just to kind of make it look a bit neat, but make it look like there's a few more rocks as a part of it. This one I think I did right here, but you know what, they're both not even that bad. Now just add watermark, just add a text on top of it, you know, simple text, write your names. I'm just gonna put Scuff. I normally put ScuffedJoey, but I'll just put Scuffed, turn that to white so it's a bit more visible. Oh, you know what, if I have red, select white, there we go. Looks nice, turn down the opacity on it, there we go. I'm actually not going, now you just file, export it however you want, and you have that done. Any final touches you want to add? I do want to add some. I'm just going to add a new layer, and the way you want to do this is pretty much all you want to do is just grab your pen, go to just a nice little soft brush, very big, doesn't matter how big, and cover it actually in black. I did that wrong. Cover it in black. Bit laggy, but now that I've covered that all in black, just lower down the opacity a bit like that, and that is quite nice. I'm actually quite happy with that, so I'm just gonna file, export to PNG. It doesn't really matter how I do it. It's gonna save it, and that looks quite nice. And just like that, you've made yourself a GFX. You can watch more videos, become more advanced at it. These two look quite nice. I'm quite happy with the way these two both turned out, actually. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was informative in any way. I might come out with more tutorials later and maybe make them a bit more challenging, who knows. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.